You're watching episode 7 of the Vyral Marketing Show. You're going to learn what we learned coming back from Tony Robbins Date with Destiny. It was fantastic. Along with how to do list building research to build a prospect list. I'm also going to share my top tips to create instructional training videos for your assistant. So welcome back to the Vyral Marketing Show, where it's our mission to help you, our clients, business owners, entrepreneurs, independent professionals, attract more customers with educational content by publishing educational content online to demonstrate your expertise and attract more people to do business with you. And we like doing that with video. You can also do that certainly with podcasts and articles, but any type of educational content. Yeah. We have a great show in store for you today, but before we get into the meat of the show, I do want to let you know that you can go to our website, getvyral.com, and I recommend you download the official video marketing plan that we recommend to reconnect with your number one business asset, which again, as you know, Scott, is what?
The database. So it is the database reset.
Yep, it's called the database reset. It's designed to reconnect with all the people you know, all the email addresses, all the connections you developed over the years, how to reconnect with them and communicate with them to grow your business. And that's where everything starts, and everything we talk about on the show and previous shows and shows in the future all complement that core plan that you can get up here on our website. So with that being said, Scott and I just returned from one of the best events that we've ever been to, Tony Robbins Date with Destiny.
Yeah, it was the best event, Frank. I mean, it was life-changing. It really was.
Yeah, it was incredible. We were fortunate to spend 6 days with Tony Robbins. It's basically a deep dive into human psychology and human behavior to learn how we tick, what makes us different, how we learned how to work with each other better.
Yeah, absolutely.
In many ways. Right?
Absolutely.
But what I want to share with you here on the show, besides many other things that we learned there, is Tony Robbins actually had a relationship night. And to start the relationship night off, you're probably wondering how this segues into the show.
Yeah.
He actually shared a lot of the things that you look for in a relationship is how you hire somebody. So previously on one of the past episodes, we talked about how we're hiring for our marketing internship, and we shared, you may have to hire a marketing person for you at some point to complement what you're doing at Vyral Marketing. I just want to share this triangle with you. So check this out. I'm going to put the triangle here on the screen. So the first thing you ask here on the left side is, can they do the work? And this is very simple. This is a skills audition. If you're hiring a writer, I want to see them write.
Talents, skills and talents.
Yeah, you're hiring a designer. Show me if you can design. If you're hiring someone that's going to sell, have them call some old leads and see
how they communicate. I mean, it's the skill based on the type of position that you're hiring for, right?
Mm-hmm. So the first thing is, can they do it? And you can very easily audition for that skill, or at least make sure the intelligence or the GPA is there, whatever it may be, to be able to where they can learn the skill very quickly. On the right-hand side, this is very interesting. The next question is, will they? Because just because someone can do it, the question is, will they do it? And will they do it long-term? That's the big question. So there's two questions Tony shared. One was, do their goals meet your goals?
Right.
So so you want to share, what are the goals for the position? How long do you want them to be around? What are the objectives? What do they want to accomplish? You have to make sure those are the same goals that the individual wants to accomplish.
Right. And what are the goals, for this year, next year, the layout of the company, and then are some of the goals that they have and the way they see their future in line with those, right?
Mm-hmm. And the next question, which I thought was great, was, does the nature of the job reinforce their natural behavior? Let me say that again. Does the nature of the job reinforce their natural behavior? And one of the ways you can find someone's behavior, and we talked about this in the episode where we talked about our internships, was taking a personality or behavior assessment to make sure that what you're doing every day actually matches the behavior.
Right.
So can they do it? Will they do it with the two tests, goals and behavior? And then finally, at the very bottom of the triangle, you look for team fit. And the team fit, if you've ever been to a Tony Robbins event, you talk very much about the 6 human needs. I won't go very in-depth into them. You can Google this. But the 6 human needs are certainty.
Uncertainty.
Then there's uncertainty and variety.
Right.
Then we have significance, love and connection, growth, contribution. Now there's a lot of detail that goes into those 6. It's actually the entire conference.
Yeah.
But
and how you identify with those.
Every human being has their top 2. And for team fit, you want to make sure that the person that you hire shares one of your top 2 needs. And both of Scott and I share growth for sure. Absolutely. So as long as the person that we would hire is very open to growth, I think they would be a good team fit.
Yeah, so like the gentleman that I interviewed yesterday, one of his number 1 needs was growth, right? So that definitely fits in with what we're looking for. So,
so check that out. That's a great triangle. Can they, will they, and team fit. it's something that you could use that we learned down at the event when it comes to hiring in your business. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that triangle for the hiring. I think it's very insightful. But let's go to our next question, our first question for the show, rather, from Kwasi. Kwasi, what's your question? Our great client here in Seattle.
Hey, Frank, it's Kwasi with John L. Scott Real Estate here in Seattle, Washington. So my question is about my list that I'm sending out. I'm creating these videos, sending out to my database, but we've pulled people from LinkedIn and we put them in this database. But now when we get this open and click report, it's great that we get that and we can call them. What I want to start doing is tailoring to specific groups. For instance, lenders that I currently don't have a co-marketing agreement with, but I still would like to get their referrals. How do I sort through my list and pick out only lenders without going one by one? Because I have 3,000 plus contacts. So really just looking for some advice from you on what that looks like and how might be a great way to get those sorted, man. I really appreciate your time and hope you pick my video.
All right, Kwasi. Thank you for being a client, man. Thanks for the kind words. Your question is, or Kwasi's question is, he's exported all of his contacts, many of them, I believe, from LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And wants to know how can he organize those contacts by industry or sorting them in some way so we could segment the messaging more specifically. So instead of sending 2 videos a month to everyone, how could we drill down, let's say, just the lenders,
right,
and send only communications just to lenders?
Yeah. Well, it depends how big the list is on whether you want to hire someone, right? To do list building, you can go through it and check. Like if the second part of the email says the name of a company, then you can search that. But if it's just a Gmail account, it's going to be tough to figure out, right? So
it is, overall, it's going to be very tough, Kwasi.
Yeah.
And there's probably 2 options. One is you can go to a data company like Tower Data, TOWERDATA. And if you upload their list to them, they may be able to append, some occupation selects to find out maybe what those people do. But I found that data sometimes not always that accurate, and it may not match up the way that you want, especially if someone's using their personal address, like a Gmail or Yahoo address that you were talking about before.
Correct.
So the answer, and this is something that we've had to do here at Vyral quite often, is I recommend you hire a list researcher or a list builder. So what this person would do is literally go name by name by name down a list, and they would Google the email address. They would use a service like Spokeo to research it. They would try Facebook and LinkedIn, trying to find all the information they can about someone using Google and copying and pasting a phone number and seeing how that links up. Probably spending maybe between 5 to 8 minutes per contact to try to find out who someone is.
Because it's very time consuming, and then if you know your list obviously came from LinkedIn, then if you're connected with them, they're
it should have some, and unfortunately, if your stuff's from LinkedIn, it should have some better data in it.
Right.
But what I'm going to recommend is you hire a list researcher or a list builder to go through all of those names one by one by one. It's the only way to do it, and to find out who the lenders are that you want to reach out to. And like I said, since a lot of the stuff is from LinkedIn, your data should be pretty good as opposed to just a bunch of random email addresses, which is a lot harder to actually find the contact information. So the question is where do you find a list builder or list researcher? Well, I love the website Upwork. If you go to upwork.com, upwork.com, it used to be the old Odesk and Elance.
Elance, yep.
But you can go on there and you can find anyone from even around the world can do this. To say, hey, here's a list of names. I need to go through name by name by name to find which ones meet this criteria to fully research it.
Yeah.
And I would even go so far as to have them phone call verify. And they can place a phone call saying, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm looking to send this person a letter or email them. Is this still the best way to contact them? And you might reach their assistant, you might reach them, and you can phone call verify the information. And this is literally exactly what list building companies do or data companies do to actually build lists. They have phone researchers. So you can hire your own researcher. And you can find that labor. We like to go to the Philippines sometimes that's where my assistant's based.
Yeah.
$4 to at most $8 an hour. You can pay on contract for someone to be able to do that. So I recommend you hire a list builder, list researcher. There's actually a select right on Upwork that specializes in list research. So we actually find the selects of what category you're looking for. You'll actually see a list research right on Upwork. So it's a very popular, very common thing that you need to do. But Kwasi, that's what I recommend. You got to hire a list builder, and they'll be able to get all the lenders for you in that list segmented down so you can communicate just with those people. So Kwasi, by the way, we have a $25 gift card coming your way. Thank you so much for submitting a question that we answered here in the show. And if you too, we have them now. $25 gift card coming your way directly from Amazon.
Amazon, you get a lot too.
Yeah.
If you got Prime, no shipping.
25, good Amazon plug. It's good stuff.
It's great. Got click, click, click.
I think we have Amazon coming to our office in our house almost every single day.
Every day, there's something.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's like Christmas every day.
So thank you so much, Kwasi. You're going to get the $25 gift card. And if you too have a question, feel free to ask us on social media, hashtag Vyral Marketing Show. And if we answer on the show, $25 gift card your way. So thank you for that. Which leaves us to the last section of the show is I do want to share some tips for creating instructional training videos.
Yeah.
If you're going to hire an assistant, in this case, Kwasi, a list researcher, list builder, you're probably going to have to give them some instructions on how to use software, what to do on a computer, of how you want it done. And from working with business owners and even building our own business, one of the key things that separates someone that can build a business and unfortunately just kind of repeatedly fails at it is the ability to sit down and focus and write instructions of exactly how you want something done.
Yeah.
So you can take that and give it to someone and they get all the proper training so they can execute those tasks. Right. You know? So the creative thinking work is done by you and you put together the checklist and the training and you give it to your assistant that may not have the skills yet for that creative problem-solving thinking because you're more experienced and they can just execute it. So if you're going to go overseas or hire any type of assistant to do anything, you got to get good at actually creating good training videos. So here's...
And that goes back to the I do it, we do it, you do it mentality of that's how you train someone. This, what you're going to say right here is just it's how you can have an assistant to that, you know?
When you train somebody, you have to do it first, then you do it with them, and then they do it. Right. So this is you doing it first. So here's what I recommend you do. If you have a task that needs to be done, for example here, for this show, once the show is complete, it needs to go on YouTube, it needs to be written up, it needs to go on the blog, it needs to go on Facebook, it needs to be promoted. You know, I sat down and I wrote a whole checklist. It was about 2-3 page checklist of every single thing that has to be done in order. And I did it myself, so it was absolutely precise.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing is a checklist of instructions you put together to execute the task. Second, you need to create some training videos to show that person exactly how you perform each checklist item.
Right.
And what I recommend you do is you kind of chunk different sections, so it's not just one big long, you know, say hour training video.
Yeah.
It's different chunks, maybe no more than 5-10 minutes of each section. And you want to use some software recording software. We like Camtasia. If you go check out Camtasia, it allows you to select an area on your computer screen and record. And if you use a headset and a microphone, you can make a really good training video.
Yeah, because you just talk over as you're...
Yeah, you just basically
doing
do the task.
Procedure. Yeah, you do the task, right.
And I've always asked myself, and I challenge you to ask yourself, is whenever you do a task on a computer, you know, you should be asking yourself, how can I never have to do this ever again?
Yeah.
And I always
fire
at my Camtasia and I record it and I create training video after training video after training video. So I built up a library of instructions and training videos for the team to be able to execute.
And I know there's so many times where you get done with a project and you're like, oh my God, I created this amazing marketing, I created this amazing thing, and you didn't necessarily record it, or you should have. So that's something that you want to do. If you record it, then you're like, wow, you don't have to do it ever again. You can really show someone exactly how you want it done.
Yeah, especially if the recording is backed up with a step-by-step checklist. So here's all you got to do. Write a checklist of exactly how you want something done step by step by step. Chunk it into sections. Create a training video using Camtasia for each section. And then all you do is you just take the video files along with the checklist and just put it in like a Dropbox folder or Google Drive folder, and you share it with the person that needs to be able to execute it. It's so dead simple, but it's something that you could do in your business to make things easy so you get things done exactly the way that you want them every time. If you just can sit down and focus on making those training videos, and I think it can something really help you out. And for Kwasi, for you, if you have a specific way you want your list research done, this is something that you could do to hand to your assistant so they're very efficient and they do the full research for each name, so you get a very good list of lenders. All right, so that's it for episode 7 of the Vyral Marketing Show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a question you'd like us to answer for you here on the show, just ask it on social media, hashtag Vyral Marketing Show, Facebook, Twitter, any way we can know that you've asked it. Absolutely. If we answer on the show, $25 gift card your way. How's that for a good bribe?
Yeah, it's a good bribe.
It's a good bribe. I'm all about good bribes. So ask us a question. You can also subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on YouTube. And you can also go to our website, getvyral.com, opt in for our VIP list, and you'll get an email notification of every single new episode. As well as here at Vyral Marketing, we go through and we pick the best performing videos, the best performing emails, the top videos that we like.
Right.
And that's included in the weekly newsletter if you join our VIP list. So join our VIP list. That's probably the top thing that you can do. And with that, we'll see you on the next show.